Hi, Sandra here from Create in Spain, and today's card is going to be a pop-up card with some print and cuts. Now I have my card base here. I have a front panel ready to go on it, but I'm not going to put the front panel on just yet. So how do we go about doing a pop-up card with general print and cuts? Well, the first one I have is this rather nice handsome cat. What I'm going to do is to fold in more or less down the middle, and there we go. And then I'm going to score and fold along the feet. So I'm going to take a metal ruler and a scoring tool, and I'm just going to score like that. So I need to take out a little bit from the middle, and not very much because there is a natural gap in the center here anyway. So what will happen is I'm going to bend these portions to the front because I still want to see his feet. I don't want his feet to suddenly go backwards. I'm going to have him at the back of my card more or less with his feet facing forwards. But I don't want to stick this one down first because I want to put something in front. And it's a lot easier to work from the front to the back than it is the other way around. So what I'm going to do for the front one is I have this little mouse who's carrying a present, and again I'm going to fold it in half more or less. This time, because it's tiny, I'm going to put a score line in. Does it just make it that much easier? Like that. And I'm going to put the other line across like so. And that one, I'm actually going to push it to the back of the drawing rather than the front, and then I'm just going to fold it in half there to get the line. And I need again to snip a little bit out. Now this is especially important if you are folding inwards like that, because it does help considerably. Now, how do we place? We need to make sure that we've got room for all our characters. Now, the little mouse, because he is pretty tiny, isn't that much of a problem. But you need to make sure you don't put him down there, because when you fold the card, he'll be stuck out of the base. So you need to make sure that he's got enough length. And if you're not sure about being able to judge it too accurately, put a little pencil mark in. You can always rub it out afterwards. So what I need to do is put glue on here and then fold in half. You'll have glue there. It'll be like that. Fold them in half, then glue will go on that bit and it will be put in at an angle so that when the card is folded over and then opened up, this will pop up and actually stand up. So that's what will happen. But what I'm going to do is only stick down on one side for the moment and stick the other side down later because it makes it easier to do. Okay, so first off, that one's going to be stuck down. And you want a good strong glue. Now normally, and I'm hoping this is going to work this time, my varnish is a pretty strong glue. Now you need to make sure that the base of the fold there is on the center line, and then you can stick that down. Now don't hurry this bit, do let it dry before you try and do the folding over it on the other side, because if you don't, it invariably flips off and you wreck your card, because by the time you've added 2 or 3 layers of glue, nothing sticks to anything. So you don't want to do that. Now my cat, if I lie him down like this, this is more or less how he's going to end up. He'll end up with a mouse in front of him there, and that's fine. So I'm going to put a little mark just about there. So again, I need to work out which bit my glue goes on and which direction it goes in. And in this particular case, I need to fold that in when I put it against the centre mark, because that will make sure that my foot is facing forward rather than me having glue on the wrong side. You definitely don't want to do that. If you've got any problem deciding which bit should be where, use a temporary adhesive to start off with and then replace it with a permanent one. Now I want it to have a bit of an angle but not too steep an angle, so the base is going to go just there, I think. There we are, and we need to let that dry. Now while that's drying, I want to show you one of the other items that I have to stick on. Now this little mouse is waving a banner and it says happy birthday, but if you notice, I didn't actually write birthday in full because the banner is supposed to be folded back on itself and you wouldn't see all the word, so I missed a letter out. There we go. Now my little mouse here, this is going to be a very, very simple way of putting the mouse on. And what I'm going to do for this one is take a little bit of card, some scrap card, doesn't have to be anything special, and this one happens to have folds already. So I'm going to fold it in half and then fold a bit over like that. I'll fold it back in half again and I'm going to take off a little triangle like that. Now because I have a very narrow design, I'm going to make this a lot narrower. So I'll cut it down almost in half there and I'm going to make this into a triangle. You end up with almost a heart shape. Not quite, but almost. And what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to basically put the legs out like that, but this piece in the middle is going to be stuck together. It just acts as a bit of a spring mechanism almost, because it is stronger. Its natural inclination will be to resist the pressure that's put on it when it's closed. There we go. So do that. And in this particular case, I've got a base on here in case I wanted to actually put in on a fold, but I don't. And so all I'm going to do for this one is take off the excess that I really don't want. So I scored it just so that I could see where to cut and cut that piece off. And then this piece here will go on the back and spread out like so. And when the card is flat, you can just push that back to close the card. But when you actually open the card, it will have a tendency to spring up. So that needs to be glued onto the back. Don't use too much glue. Too much glue is worse than not enough. You want to make sure that the base of the mouse lines up with the flaps going out either side. and that he's properly upright, which he is, and I'm just going to leave him to dry. Now, so far we've got that stuck on each of them with one foot. Now this back one needs to go like that and have the foot put like that to stick it, but this one is going to need to just be folded in half and have that piece of the foot like that. So I'm going to put some glue on and then you simply fold the card over and stick something heavy on it. Now this particular image has been done as a print and cut. But there's nothing to stop you, if you have a print and cut that you think could do with a little more work, there's nothing to stop you from using your alcohol inks on it. Okay, that's very pale. So I could, for example, add some extra shadows to his cheeks. Quite easily. I could add extra shadows to his feet. And I could add some extra colour inside the ear if I wanted to. And it will just add a little extra dimension. I don't know if the camera's actually going to pick that up, the difference between the right side and the left side, possibly not in this light. But it can add quite a lot of difference depending on how much extra work you're prepared to do. And also, if you just want to emphasize something, like emphasizing the whiskers or whatever, you can do that. You can also add other touches like glossy accents and things and get some pretty good effects. So you don't have to stick to just the print and cut. But it's quite handy if you're not particularly artistic to have a base colour to start off with, and it helps you to do your own extra work on it. And there we go. Ah, 1 foot came up. 1 foot came up. That's not fair. Okay. Press that down well. This one here can go anywhere you want to put it on the card. It really doesn't matter because it doesn't rely on a fold of the card to pop it up. On this one, I'm just going to stick on without an extra support, so you can see the difference between the ones that have got the support in and the ones that don't. Now I'm going to stick down there. Now, I did this card earlier, but I was having great difficulty, so the card actually got wrecked, but I really liked the front decoration that I had. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to fold this up like that. And I'm going to get the panel from the card that I had before. This was the entire front of the card, but I liked it. And what I'm going to do is put that on like so. Please let me know if you have any ideas for names for my little mice and my cat. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye.